Okay, everything should be on. Let me. But hey guys, it's Emma here. Welcome to another Narrowboat Girl live stream. I just want to really quickly apologise for the delay of this. I had a few sort of like issues because I haven't like premiered a live before, so I had to like figure out how to connect it all to my actual stream. Okay, that's on.
Okay. How do I press Emma's stuff?
There we go.
Sorry. Not good at techie stuff.
But hi everyone to the live.
Hi.
Today we're going to be doing a special sort of Christmas live. Since it's probably next week Christmas is happening. So today we thought we would come on and say hi to everybody and wish everybody happy Christmas and everything like that.
We want to say thank you to all our moderators in the chat for keeping us all safe. Thank you very much for spending time in our chat and keeping an eye on things.
Definitely. I would have missed a lot of things if it wasn't for them. And I just also want to say happy Christmas to anybody who's out there. And if on Christmas, if you're alone, please feel free to message us on my Facebook or Instagram, because we're always happy to say happy Christmas.
And we thought we'd show you. We bought some Christmas treats with us. So I have a mince pie, and Emma's going to show her.
And I got this recently. Someone really kind called Les gave me this Lindor advent calendar. I absolutely adore Lindor. It's like so good. And I think I got this a few years ago. But these are really nice. So I want to say a big thank you to him for getting me for that. I managed to, since it came probably about the 14th, 15th, I managed to do a whole binge on all the doors. So that was really fun. But yes, let me quickly. I think there's a few people I wanted to.
So hi Archer's Adventures.
Oh yes, hi Archer's
and Clegg Family of Four, lovely some YouTube channel vloggers.
Hi Claude or Drone.
Oh hi Claude from Drone FX. We've got lots of people in here. We've got Art E, who we regularly sort of talk to as well, and
also if any sort of patrons are in here, please let me know in the chat, because sometimes your patron names can be different from YouTube ones and I won't really recognize you, so if you please say hi if you are a patron, so I can give you a special shout out.
And if you're a Narrowboat vlogger, give all the details of your vlogging account, your vlogging channel in the chat, so that people can sub to you as well.
Hi Katie.
Oh hi Katie. Emma went to school with Katie, so that's nice. And we've got somebody to say thank you to.
Oh yes, thank you, Sir Mort, for the 5. Is that euros?
Yes, I think that's, or dollars. I'm not sure.
Thank you for the €5 or dollars. I really appreciate it. Hang on, I think I can actually.
Oh hi Les. Oh, did you see the Emma showed the
advent calendar.
She's really enjoying that. Thank you very much.
Can...
She's definitely on to quite a lot of sugar at the moment. I think we're going to both be very healthy in the new year. I generally don't sort of eat any sugar, so I'm going to limit myself to the odd mince pie, one on Christmas Day.
Archer Ventures, how are you? We're good, thank you. How are you?
So if you want to put questions like, tell us what you're doing for Christmas, and how you're coping with all the we've had lots of different changes that suddenly came out the last sort of yesterday in this country, so how you're coping with lockdown, and so tell us if you're managing to meet up with any family for Christmas, and then we can sort of talk about that.
And Susie, where do you think you're going? You're sitting. Sit, please.
Oh Emma, you haven't shown your some of the tinsel and...
Oh yeah, we also on the 1st of December, because my mum made me wait till the 1st, we got some tinsel up. So we have this back here. Oh, it repeated us. Oh no, thank you Claude for the $5 donation.
Oh, thank you Claude.
But yeah, we got some tinsel. You can't fully see it because the camera doesn't show it, but we have some tinsel up here. We have some fairy lights here and up there. We have some golden tinsel.
Oh, we also
have some golden tinsel there.
This was the Christmas tree that I got for Emma, which is a little bit pathetic, I have to say.
It was like probably about £2 or something, but I really like it because we haven't had a Christmas tree in a while. The only reason I like Christmas trees is they just look pretty.
And it's supposed to light up, but it's really, really, really like.
This is lit up. I had to see. It looks kind of better because I wrapped green tinsel that we had around it, so it doesn't. You just can't see the plastic in it. Don't squish the calendar.
Oh, dogs are moving.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, we even have this like little robin thingy that we stuck on top of it.
Yeah, I've been a bit grinchy this year, and Emma was saved. Who bought you? Somebody bought you a little Christmas tree.
Oh yeah, Nigel, who's moored next to us, he brought me like it's a bit bigger than this one, but it's like an actual, it's like real, so it's not fake. And I've been watering in. It hasn't died yet, which is pretty good. But the lights on it are really pretty. But dog's name, that's the one that you just saw was Susie.
And Angel's here asleep.
We're not gonna bother
Podge
her.
and Teddy are asleep there, but if they start moving, then probably everything else will start moving as well.
So we are in full lockdown with curfew until 8th of January.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Katie, we are in tier 3. So we were in the lowest tier, then we came out of lockdown and went into the highest tier. So what about you? Are you in, what tier are you in sort of Trowbridge?
Susie, come on. Gave myself one of your calendars for Christmas. Oh, thank you for buying them.
Thank you.
What's your favourite Christmas song? I don't know. I have, like, I kind of like the sort of the classic ones, like the Mariah Carey. Is it Carey?
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey, the one. What's the name of it again?
I can't remember.
All I Want for Christmas is You.
Oh yeah,
I
All
think
You Want
it
for
is.
Christmas.
But like some of the basic classic ones. Oh, thank you, sir. More for the other for the next for the other €5. Do not buy chocolate with it. Haha.
Yeah, no. Luckily, we don't get to the shops too often because of lockdown. But yeah, I like the Christmas carols. So I like kind of things like sort of carols from Kings and things like that. But Emma tends to go a bit more.
Have you seen the Todd one? The Todd's
Check out YouTube channel. Oh yeah, low carb treats. Yeah, do you know what? I tend to just either have nothing, and then very, very occasionally I will have something that I really, really like. I used to do sort of low carb treats, but I am actually kind of, well, I'm actually sort of generally very, very sort of strict. So I tend to be like 100% sort of on my plan, or I will have the odd treat that I really, really, really like. But I tend to do that sort of really rarely, and then have, you know, maybe chocolate or a cake or something. But yeah, no, there are some really good low carb treats, but I just tend to overeat them. I tend to eat too many, don't I? I'm not very good.
Katie, we are on tier 2 and got COVID, so the school shut early.
Oh,
okay.
no. So well, I hope everybody's safe and I hope everybody's okay.
Arch Adventures, what's your favourite Christmas film? I haven't watched. We haven't done a Christmas film. There's like the.
We normally do though, don't we?
I think sort of within the year we watched, you know, those really cliche sort of Christmas films with the like the Prince and the American Girl or something like that.
They're all the same.
They're all the same. I slightly outdid myself with those throughout the year.
We have sort of slightly out-cheesed ourselves.
I kind of want to watch The Grinch this year because I haven't actually ever watched it.
I want to watch Military Wives because I think that's on Prime, and we've actually got a friend, Never Enough Cruising. She's actually was one of the military wives, or is one of the military wives. So I'm trying to persuade Emma to. We're not really sort of, not that we don't agree on films, but we sort of like different things now, don't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to get her to watch Military Wives. You should encourage her.
Hi, John from Patreon.
Oh, hi.
Thank you so much for being a Patreon.
Oh yeah, we want to say thank you to all our patrons and everybody who comments, who sends us emails, who encourages Emma. You know, we really appreciate all your support. So no, thank you very much. Any other questions?
Hang on, I saw one.
What did you?
Oh yeah, I like the Fairy Tale of New York. I don't think I've watched that movie. Have you watched it?
Is that the song or the fairy tale? I think that is that the song Fairy Tale of New York.
Maybe.
I think I've played that for you.
Oh, okay.
So Emma had her playlist on Canal Radio last week, and what we should have done was film us. We should have videoed us listening to it, because we were singing along and not dancing because we were sitting down, but we were kind of singing and dancing.
Oh, thank you so much again for another €10.
Oh, thank you.
For Mum putting up with all your vlogging.
Well, it's
Need holiday clothing for dog.
Angel, come
Need
here.
holiday clothing for dogs. We do. Angel has like a coat. It isn't a Christmas theme though. They don't really like wearing clothes. If you trying to put this one on Angel, she'll have a mental breakdown at you.
And to be fair, we're normally pretty
and Susie
hot
doesn't really like having things on
the
herself.
boat, aren't we, all the time? So this is why we're in t-shirts. This is normal kind of boat wear. Once you're either got the fire on and you're hot, or you got the fire off and you're cold.
Fairy Tale of New York is a very good song. Oh, okay, it's a song.
It was, yeah, and there's been a little bit of controversy. I really like it, but I think it was it was censored this year. But no, I did because it was being censored. I played it to Emma and asked her opinion. Do you remember?
No.
Oh, she doesn't remember my conversations. Thank you very much.
Whoopsie daisies.
Oh, Stollen, yes, chocolate. We all know about
Oh, you're
Christmas. It's all about
cold.
Stollen. I have actually. That's one of my other treats. I've got a Stollen cake. You've got a Yule log, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get some ice cream. Oh, thank you so much, Niels. I don't know how to say your name for the €100.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, Emma's terrible. Thank you very much.
I'm really
That's
bad
really-
at pronouncing names, and I
that's
don't
really
want to
kind.
pronounce it wrong.
But yes, no, I've got Stollen. Emma's got a Yule log. We got a couple of mince pies. What other? We went out because we're near sort of Aldi, and actually Aldi's really kind of cost effective, cheap.
Yeah.
So we did a big stock up the other day. What else did we get?
Oh, I got some Ferrero Rocher.
So we,
It's like heck expensive, so I
we
don't.
might
really
have to
get
go
it.
and restock our stock up because we did actually sort of eat some of them.
I ate some of my Ferrero Rocher, and you ate all yours.
But we're keeping Christmas quite simple this year. Our friend Nigel actually, because I don't eat a lot of carbs, he's actually going to make roast potatoes for Emma. So that saves me from having to make roast potatoes because I don't eat them.
Oh, thank you, Simon Povey, for the £10.
Oh, thank
Arch
you.
Adventures. I have a question. Sure, what is it? Don't spend it on chocolate. You'll sink the boat.
Yes, there is always that risk of Emma sinking a boat with chocolate this time of year. But we are going to be healthy in the new year. Maybe we can vlog about that, can't we, Emma? We can all. I'm going to try some fasting. I do a little bit of fasting, and Emma's just going to cut back on her chocolate, aren't you? Yes. Yes. But I think it's that time of year, isn't it? And also everything's a little bit miserable at the moment, so you do tend to want to just kind of eat. But yes, are there any other questions? Need holiday?
Has the new restrictions meant you have to stay in one place?
It's a kind of little bit confusing. I think Tier 4, this new Tier 4, I think they're suggesting that we still haven't heard from the CRT. Tier 3, we're not supposed to go from a Tier 3 to a Tier 2. But we have actually, because we've been in the same spot for a little while because of lockdown. We did contact the CRT and we have actually all got it in writing, and we've asked if we could stay because our friend Nigel is part of our social bubble. He can take us to the shops, which at the moment is kind of quite important, just to be able to know that we can go out and get things. And also we wouldn't be able to see anybody for Christmas if we weren't sort of still here. And he needs to be here with his dog Penny, who's on the road to recovery but is still needing some help and support. So we did contact the CRT, and they very kindly, because we always have to ask permission if we would need to overstay, and they said yes. I think in the winter they don't generally kind of mind too much. So we're probably going to be here till sort of middle of January, see what happens, because we don't know if we're going back into another lockdown. But I'm starting to get itchy feet, aren't I?
Yeah, I quite like it here. The internet's quite good, so I can do all the things I want to. Oh, Arch Adventures question. What do you want for Christmas? Well, I got a lot of stuff throughout the year, which I'm really happy for. I don't... so probably, I think...
You kind of already had your Christmas. The thing is, sometimes because Emma needed something sort of quite big, and we needed to sort of get it at the time when we could have access to a car. So you actually, what did you get for your Christmas? Which you got like about a month ago?
Oh yeah, I got my desk. Like there's this massive sort of desk, and then I have a gaming chair because I like to do gaming and stuff. And like I have a gaming channel called Emmy. So I just sit in there basically all day. It's incredibly comfortable. It doesn't take as much space as I thought it would. It's all kind of big.
So you kind of got, and what do you want to do? Say thank you to some people who've already sent you some things and some Christmas cards?
Oh yes, I want to say thank you to everybody who sent me like Christmas cards. Even some have sent Christmas presents, which we recently got some of them for like a friend who's really kindly sort of like getting them sent to him. So I want to say a big thank you to everybody because they're really cool and I can't wait to use some of them.
Yes, no, thank you. And the Christmas cards, a lot of them are still at our Canal Post, but we get them scanned and we can see them. So,
oh, thank you, Jim Hogan, for the $10.
Oh, thank you, Jim. Thank you.
Katie, how will Emma do her GCSEs?
Well, a couple of options. Emma can probably go to a local college and sort of do them, or we can kind of like find exam centres. At the moment, Emma's doing sort of functional maths and English So we can, I think you do them in a slightly different kind of exam centre. But her plan is to go to college probably when she's 16, and then she'll do sort of maths and English, and maybe by then get a sort of a science GCSE. But yes, no, that's sort of the plan.
Oh, thank you, Al Lawrence, for the £5.
But yes, Katie and Emma started school together, didn't they? They sat together because Emma did go to school for a few years before she was homeschooled. So
what games do you play? Let's see. Genshin Impact, a bit of Animal Crossing, a bit of Minecraft Dungeons, Minecraft. I feel like there's something else. Among Us. Probably like a few more over the years. I only like fully started like properly playing ever since I got my laptop like a little while ago. But I'm having a lot of fun recently.
And very excitingly, we have found a Narrowboat game. So Emma's going to do a gaming video on a Narrowboat channel. So that's really exciting.
We already emailed like the person who made it asking if we could play it, and he said yeah, that's absolutely fine. But I've already played it a little bit and might have to get practice in before I actually play it. Need the PS5 in my life. Oh yeah, it does look really fancy.
Yeah, Emma's your sort of Switch and PC, aren't you, when it comes to sort of gaming?
Yeah, I've never had like a actual console before. I think I was going to get one when we were back in the house and before we even thought about moving onto the boat, because I was going to play Minecraft on it, but then I suddenly one night had a terrifying nightmare about Minecraft and I didn't want it. Apparently there's no other games on Xbox.
But we're at that time of the year when trying to sort of keep everything charged up with batteries and solar, lack of solar, so you do have to limit yourself to how often you go on things, because obviously we charge it. Somebody's asked if we're having any more problems with our neighbours. No, I think just kind of, I don't know, we just followed the rules. They said they'd reported us to the CRT, but we hadn't broken any rules, so we just asked the CRT if we could stay and got everything in writing, which is what we always do. We very rarely overstay anywhere, but to be fair, the whole country's in sort of some kind of a lockdown, so I don't think it's that's priority. But luckily we haven't had any problems, and we don't like to sort of cause problems. And if people aren't happy with something we're doing, then they can always knock on the boat, and we will always try and sort of do something. What's your Among Us name? Somebody's asking.
Oh, I don't think it's actually a proper friend system, but it's Ebby on there. There's probably quite a few like Emmys on there and stuff. But that's it.
Did you say thank you to that person?
Al Lawrence, yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't hear.
Al Lawrence, if you didn't hear me, or like I'm pretty sure because I remember Al Lawrence, but.
So how is everybody coping with lockdown? Is everybody sort of a bit bored? Is everybody getting their Christmas shopping done? Are people managing to, as I say, to see sort of family and friends? We haven't seen our brother. Well, my brother for
probably
I think it was summer, wasn't it? We saw him. I think we've seen him once this year. So it's just a hard time for people not being able to see their families.
Oh, thank you, Selma, for the other 5 years.
Oh, thank you.
Does your mum have a hobby, or what do you do to relax?
Oh, hobby. I like keeping up to date with current affairs. I'm a bit of a news junkie. I always like to think I'm into crafting, but Emma always mocks my sort of crafting, don't you?
We have a whole craft cupboard and we never use it.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of sort of hobbies. Sort of nothing kind of sort of too specific. I suppose the boat is like my hobby. I really like. Well, that's why I like cruising. I really like sort of cruising and seeing all of everything as you're going past from a boat. So I think my happiest days are when I'm out on the boat. Sometimes I think you see it as a little bit more functionally, don't you?
Especially when it's really cold. Oh, thank you, Fred Nordhorn, for the $25.
So I suppose the boating is my hobby, and I think that's why I'm a little unhappy at the moment, because I really sort of miss moving, and I was really looking forward to the Ashby, because there aren't any locks, so it's nice, you can just sort of cruise. And I was going to spend some time teaching you to drive. You're going to do your driving, aren't you, when we get going? So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to sort of getting out on the boat.
I was homeschooled before it all happened, so my life didn't change at all. You should play Among Us with your fans, Emma. I'm not 100% sure. If you guys play Among Us, let me know in the chat, but I think if my gaming channel, I might try. I'm still kind of small though, so I don't think anybody would really come on.
And isn't it a bit difficult with Among Us?
You just have to give a code, but
yeah,
you only
like
can
if
have
you
can only have 10 people on there, so.
But no, with like people not giving away, like if you could talk, like give away who's the imposter.
You could just type. It's kind of
Yeah.
you just have to like trust people who don't.
But yeah, when Emma does the your gaming video, I think you're going to sort of give some details of her gaming channel, aren't you?
Say again.
When
I was looking at the.
when we do the when you do the video about the Narrowboat game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think you're going to do some details of that. So any other questions?
Oh, can I put my laptop on charge?
Oh yes, sir.
Sorry.
Should have been on charge. Right. Read the neighbour. I guess we have all different personalities, different outlooks, insecurities, and fears. I think the way the neighbours have dealt with things seems quite negative. I think that's the case. To be fair, we're sort of used to, you know, when you're out, kind of essentially on the towpath, you get used to. We all probably technical issues. We also probably slightly annoy each other. You know, we're all maybe putting a generator on when nobody wants. You just get used to it. And I think that's what I think we were quite surprised from people who'd been on a boat for a long time is, you know, why they were suddenly sort of annoyed by something that happens kind of all the time. And what we tend to do, apart from when it's sort of lockdown, is if we're not happy with something, then we just tend to sort of move. So I suppose that's maybe the problem with having a mooring, is that you're more limited. You don't want to move, but I mean, to be fair, there's always something that's probably annoying if it's out on the towpath or out on the, you know, that's just, I think if you're thinking of buying a narrowboat, you just need to have a bit of a thick skin, and you need to be prepared to put up with a certain amount of noise. We all generally try and stick to the rules about generators and engines between 8 and 8, but there's always an emergency. There's always somebody, you know, particularly in winter, you can have problems with your batteries, and, you know, we just need to sort of all try and get along, really, because it's not a perfect kind of world.
I have to go now. Bye, guys. Bye, Katie. Thank you for coming in.
Bye, Katie. Does anyone race radio-controlled toy boats on the canal?
Yeah, I think we saw a few.
You rescued one, didn't you? One that went into the side and they couldn't get to it, so we took the boat over.
You did?
Yes, Emma doesn't remember. Yeah, no, we were cruising along and there was a toy boat, and I think it got caught in some reeds, so we were passing, so we managed to sort of get it out.
Oh, thank you, David Novello, for the $9.99. Hi, Michael Gross.
Sorry, I don't feel like we're getting to...
An Emma 3.5 Quake lol.
Hi, Travels with Martin. Travels with Martin's another narrowboat vlogger. And Life Afloat, and Narrowboat Changing Pace, who are our moderators. They have a channel as well. And Jay, who's one of our moderators, he is hoping to have a channel and hoping to get a narrowboat. He's saving up for one, so that's great. Anyone use the towpath for what it was meant to be, horse or mule pulling the boat? Yes, although very sadly, I think one of the last boats that has been pulled by a horse, I think it's like a kind of a tourist attraction. I think they're sort of stopping it. So you know, occasionally you see a horse pulled, and you also do see people pulling their boats, because sometimes when we break down, we have, you know, we've pulled our boat a few times, so it's still, you know, it's still done. So people pull boats into locks.
I want to use a jet ski on the canal. I think there have been like a few of those. Are they motorboats? They're like the little like floaty boingy boat thingies, but they have like a.
We had a couple past us on the when we were coming up the Ashby. I think we filmed them. We didn't film them going sort of too fast because they were a little bit kind of fast, but it was just quite funny. I think you get them quite a lot on rivers, don't you?
Yeah.
You get very different sort of boats. On rivers, you're going to get people who go quite fast and have completely different sorts of boats to sort of narrowboats.
AK, what's your gaming channel? It's called Emmy. It has a green profile picture. There's a few Emmys. I'm kind of like second or third down, I think.
Yeah, jet ski. Any other questions? Where on the canal have you not explored that you really want to? I really wanted to go more up north. I really wanted to do the Leeds Liverpool, but I think the locks are quite tricky, and I think and I wanted to do the Huddersfield Narrow, where you go through, there's a can't remember what the tunnel's called. There's a really long tunnel, but we just didn't really get to go up north, did we? And I think also I can't say it very well, and everybody's gonna the Llangollen.
Or if you want to do it fancy, look.
No.
Okay.
So those, I think I'd like to have done those, but we decided when the lockdown happened this year, the beginning of this year, we would come back down to sort of the Midlands. So yeah, what canals do you want to do?
If I can't fully...
You want to go back to the Oxford?
I want to go back to the Oxford. It was the first official canal that we went on, and I really like it. And the sort of around the Oxford area, like Thrupp and stuff, we were in the autumn time, so it was really pretty there. And I really want to go back to the Oxford because it was just so pretty and I really liked it. Do you have the kayak? We do have a kayak in the Cratch. It is sort of I think it has some holes in it. Thank you, Al Lawrence, for the £5.
Thank you.
My mum did want to get some kayaks, but we're actually thinking of getting something else instead of kayaks for the moment, because I'm actually looking forward to doing videos on it soon.
Are you getting past the rebellious teenager phase? I think she's just going into it, really. I fostered teenagers, so I've looked after probably about 80, 90 teenagers, so I'm kind of sort of used to, and my sort of theory is you've got to give teenagers something to kick against. So you are starting to want to go to bed later and sleep later and all those sorts of normal things. But I think the thing is, when you live on a boat and homeschool, it's a very 24/7 kind of life, so you kind of have to sort of get on, don't you? We can't stay cross with each other for too long. I don't allow slamming doors because the boat's not
we don't really have that many doors. The only doors we have is the bathroom one and the outside one, which is honestly not very...
I think the advantage of Emma not having a bedroom miles away from where family life goes on is sort of good, that we're always around each other, even if we're doing different things, so you kind of always know what's going on. There's always something to chat about. But we do fall out sometimes. We tend to sort of fall out when we're tired and we're cruising, and mooring is our worst time, isn't it? When we get cross with each other.
Because you're trying to move the boat for...
Well, I'm trying to find the best spot for solars and for the boat, and Emma just wants to stop and get inside. So we do, but you're definitely starting to be sort of quite teenagery.
May I ask anyone sponsor your shoes? I've watched like 15 vlogs so far, and 50% is off your shoes when you open and close locks. No, nobody sponsors them. I just it's kind of easy, just like pushing the locks. Since I recently actually got a tripod for my phone. But I'll generally hold it while trying to do stuff. So it's honestly just the easiest. But if you're looking for shoes, Skechers are very nice. I find them
You're
quite comfortable.
quite fussy about it. Not fussy in terms you like to wear your shoes in and then keep them. Emma, trying to buy shoes for Emma is a bit of a nightmare, don't you? You like your comfy shoes and you tend to sort of wear them until they fall apart.
Oh, hang on, I think I saw. I can't figure out which one. How many subs does it have? I'm still in the teenage phase. Oh, if you want, I can show you the profile picture. Can I show the profile picture?
Of
my Emmy channel.
Yeah.
If you can see it properly, hang on, let me get on YouTube real fast.
What will you be having?
It should be...
a budding shoe model, definitely.
Yeah, it should be this one. It has 2,000 subscribers and 140 videos. The profile pictures has a plain green background and sort of a yellow character on it, so you should be able to see it. But aside from that...
What are we going to have for Christmas dinner?
Well, I don't generally eat actual proper a lot of Christmas food on Christmas, because I'll generally get chocolate for Christmas and then eat that all day.
You do have some things, but...
Oh yeah, but with a really big, it feels like a super big Christmas meal, I'd probably have a bit of chicken and roast potatoes.
So I might get some chicken, but yes, our friend's going to make the roast potatoes, because I don't eat roast potatoes, and I'll probably keep mine kind of quite low carb, but I might have a glass of wine and a mince pie. So we're looking forward to Christmas Day. But we do tend to sort of keep it quite simple, because I think it's different when you've got we've done sort of big Christmases before and with lots of families and friends, but when it's just sort of two of you and our Nigel in our social bubble, it kind of, I suppose sometimes just keeping it simple is good some years.
Hi, Netherton Magnet Fishing.
Oh, hi. Yes, we like our magnet fishers. I would always thought using transport would be a good way.
Which also goes for the black market.
Is there... Sorry, go on.
I always thought using a narrowboat would be a good way to transport goods to the black market. It'd be good unless the police started chasing you, then it'd be a very...
Yeah, it's not a very quick getaway. Somebody's asked about a Narrowboat Girl merch.
We do have a Redbubble, but we're kind of slightly considering taking it down just because it is insanely overpriced stuff. But we are, in the future or something, we might like do sort of like a merch thing where we will like...
We're thinking of using Amazon, you know, using sort of KDP, maybe do some merch on that. The Redbubble's good because it will send things out to people all over the world. But we do feel like it's just incredibly expensive for people, and we, not that we're necessarily worried about it, but we get a very, very tiny amount, and so we're not always, we just don't want it to cost a lot of money for people. So we are looking into, you know, maybe doing some notebooks and things on so people can buy them as photos, maybe doing some merch through Amazon. But we've been sort of working on that, and we have got a project that's coming out in the new year that we will be telling you about then.
Why don't you use potatoes? I do eat roast potatoes. I really like, my mom's especially are really good. But I was just saying, I don't eat a massive amount of portion on Christmas. I'll eat some roast potatoes and chicken, and then I'll just go straight back to my chocolate. I'm not a huge sort of eat everything.
And
on
I'm
the
making
table.
bacon and egg sandwiches or butties for everybody for the breakfast. So that's my
Do you play chess? Does checkers?
chess. No,
No, I played checkers. That's
you
slightly
play
similar.
drafts, but yeah, you're not a big.
I probably would be really bad at it.
Are you getting gifts for the dogs? Probably not.
We might, like, if we saw some like cheap sort of like bones that they like on sale, but
Yeah, no, we probably won't. They tend to they can, because they're rescue, they can get a little bit funny about treats, can't they? But yes, they'll get extra cuddles.
use Etsy, not Amazon. Etsy already offers narrowboat craftsmen from boaters. Oh, okay. I think like Etsy don't have to like ship it out yourself, which we slightly want to try and avoid not doing it too much, because last year when we did our calendars, we shipped out every calendar, and the problem is the boxes were really heavy. They took up a lot of space. So I probably, if we were going to use something, we would want like where the thing's already at sort of like the depot or something. So instead of having to have it.
we will try and do some sort of thing where you can order it from. But yeah, we definitely want to look at. I think we're just conscious that some of the things that are produced aren't very good quality, or they're not, or they're expensive. And you know, we're always really grateful for. You know, Emma gets so much support. I think we just want to look into a better way. Maybe Etsy is a good sort of way of.
I really like Etsy. We're thinking of actually getting a few beanies off Etsy because some of them are really cute.
And I keep wanting to make my dog collar covers, don't I? Which you keep mocking me about. The dog.
You bought a tiny sewing machine when we have a massive
know.
like. Sorry for asking a lot of questions, by the way, lol. I'm terrible at chess too. Oh no, don't worry. The streams are kind of for people asking questions and stuff. Oh, Arch Adventures. I have a question. Sure. What is it?
What other questions have we got? We went.
Why do you have comments turned off, or have you answered before? We've said a few times, but it's not. We haven't personally turned them off. We'd kind of like them on. But YouTube, this thing called Copper came in a little while ago. So if like a YouTube video has a minor in it, they will switch the comments off.
We can override it, so we can go in and sort of put them back on again, but we worry that we would then be breaking the YouTube rules, and if they just suddenly decide to sort of delete a sort of, you know, channel. We have asked them officially about 2, 3, 4 times. We keep asking them if we can have comments on, and they keep sort of saying no. Sometimes after sort of our first live, they left the comments on. After the last live, they didn't. The plan though, we thought, because I did my video the other day, was obviously the comments, we were able to put the comments on because Emma wasn't in the video. So what we might do is every now and then I'll do maybe just a really short video, and then we can put then we can put the comments on, because it is nice for people to sort of comment, and we like, you know, answering the sort of comments. So maybe every couple of months I could do, you know, just like a little video with just me, or me and the dogs or something, and then we could just put the comments on for people. let us know in the chat if that's something you would like.
Arch Adventures. My question is, if you had merch, what would the design be? Well, we are thinking of doing like KDP books, but for design, I'm not really sure. Maybe like a nice picture or like simple drawing of a boat or something.
Yes.
I think if I would do merch, I think I'd want it to be like a nice sort of simple sort of design that looks kind of nice.
Yeah. And it's difficult because, quite a lot of our viewers are older or sort of, we have men and we have women. So it's quite hard to sort of design, I suppose, merch that everybody's going to want to sort of, wear or have. But yeah, we definitely, it's just Emma's photos are sort of quite nice and we would like to be able to have people to have access to them. But it's just, we looked at trying to just print them ourselves, but it's just so hard when you're not near post offices. So yeah, we're definitely looking into
what
that.
breed are your dogs? This one, when we got her, she's our only non-rescue. They said she was a Chihuahua cross. I think just taking a look at her, you can tell she isn't. But we probably think she's a spaniel.
Some
cross?
sort of spaniel kind of cross.
That one, Angel here. Angel. Oh, Angel.
Not happy.
She's a purebred Spanish Rat Terrier. She's insane. Hang on, I could probably move the camera for this. We have Teddy Bear and Podge over there. The black one, yep, that one's Teddy Bear, and that one, there's Podge. They're generally sleeping a lot when we do lives.
So Teddy is, we think, is a husky kind of lab cross.
And Podge is probably a sausage dog cross. We think he also has a bit of Basset in him because of his body.
He's got a long body, but we're not sure he's sausage. We might think he might be more Basset.
Because like sausage dogs, you'll generally find, even if they are a bit more overweight, they'll still be quite like thin. Podge is, I wouldn't say he's overweight because like we obviously don't give him a mountain of food.
But he's just very lazy.
He's just very lazy, so he has quite a bit of a podgy body. But I think even if he was overweight as an actual sausage dog. But thank you, Anthony Parks, for the £5.
Oh, thank you. Somebody suggested, which I think is a great idea, canal socks. I did look into getting some socks because I think, and I don't know if other boaters are the same, but like new, clean, fresh socks are so nice.
I'm wearing recently new socks now.
We always like new socks. Teddy, you can't just come here.
They're precious little angels acting like an angel. Yeah, she's amazing. She's lovely. She's not aggressive at all. Susie, don't nip
Teddy's here to what have I done now? So yes, I think socks is a great idea for sort of merch. Oh, you've now knocked me.
Susie, where are you? Please, you can't have too much movement.
Why do you have to keep yourself on the move on the canal? So we're what's called continuous cruisers. So we pay a license to this to the Canal and River Trust every year, and that is about between about £800 and £1,000 depending on how long your boat is, and that gives us access to water and the bins and the Elson for our toilet. But for that we haven't got a home mooring, so the rules are that we're supposed to move every 14 days, and it's about I think 1 kilometre, and we're supposed to do sort of 21 miles a year. So if you're not doing that, then you're not considered a continuous cruiser, and then the CRT will kind of come and give you a hard time. Obviously we do loads of miles, so that's never a problem. But we do, but yeah, we're expected to move every 14 days. So if there's any reason that you need to stay, if you're not well, then if you contact, there's a local officer for each area, and then you ask them permission if you can sort of stay, and then you have to give a reason. I mean, I think there's some rules sometimes when, young people go to school. I think they can do like restricted cruising sometimes in the term time and then more on the holidays, but we've generally managed to sort of keep going. But obviously we've had 2 sort of official sort of national lockdowns, so usually they were the times when we were about ready to go, and then we got locked down again. So
hang on, I saw one. Oh, what's your favorite soda? I don't drink a lot of fizzy and stuff. I think if I'd probably like either lemonade,
I like Dr. Pepper
or Coke or something. I generally kind of have like a selection that I'll try and go
Emma
for.
just generally drinks water, don't you? You're not a big. You went through a bit of a coffee stage, but not now.
Hi, thank you, Anthony B, for the $5.
Thank you. One question: how are you on one more time? Your dogs? I have 2 very schools business. I'm not sure.
I saw. Which has been your favourite canal? Mine has been the Oxford, and I really want to go back there soon because it's really pretty, especially sort of the throughout Kidlington area. I really like there. What about you?
I like the ones that are easy to moor on, so I quite like things like some of the Trent and Mersey and the Staffordshire and Worcestershire, I mean the Shropshire Canal, Shropshire Union Canal is really beautiful, but it's quite hard. The locks are quite hard. If you're going one direction, there's water coming at you as you go through the locks. So I suppose I quite like the slightly less popular ones because you can find nice out of the way mooring places, can't you?
Yeah.
And I am really looking forward to, and I have to persuade him, I want to do some of the sort of Birmingham canals, but there are a lot of locks. So you all need to get onto the chat and persuade Emma to let me go around the Birmingham canals, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Because she's the one that does the locks. Although if I teach her to drive, maybe I can do the locks.
I have a couple of friends that do graphic designing. If you want, I could ask them to design something. I might be able to send you to in Gmail. Oh, thank you. I don't think we'd ever I don't think for the merch we want to do a few sort of KDP thingies first before we do actually clothing. But if we will, we'll definitely contact Teddy Bear. Oh, thank you so much for the €5.
He said, will you do more product reviews and cooking shows?
The cooking, maybe I'm not very good at cooking.
To be fair, if you're really interested in cooking, then I know there's Narrowboats Chef, they do cooking. They do, and also Trev's Travels, he does some really good there's quite a few that do all sorts. I think, to be fair, to do them really nicely, they're quite hard to film really nicely, aren't they? But I think we definitely would.
We don't really have a cooking sort of kitchen. It's just two sort of sides that we use.
And also, I suppose I've been on quite a strict diet, so I haven't really been doing anything sort of too sort of fancy. But yeah, maybe we should do. But there are some great channels that do some really good cooking.
I'm with you with your mum on Dr. Pepper too.
I like Dr. Pepper, but I don't really. We very rarely sort of drink kind of sodas, don't we? I tend to drink coffee.
I drink water.
And you tend to just drink water.
For merch, how about a bandana with the canal system printed on it? Oh, that'd be cool.
No, that would be good. Trent and Mersey and Staffs and Worcester, yes, Fiona, London Boy in Exile to Rugeley. We like Rugeley's great, isn't it? Do you remember Rugeley with the two supermarkets and the McDonald's? There's supermarkets on either side.
No.
Yes, you do. We met Uncle Douglas at the McDonald's.
Is it?
You walk up the little alleyway to get to the McDonald's.
Is it the one when it was really hot? I couldn't go up there on my own.
Yes, and you
that
did your
one,
magna
yes,
fishing.
that
Yes,
one.
Yeah, we like Rugeley. Sorry, Emma. If we didn't do videos, I don't think Emma would ever remember where we've been.
It's a whoopsie daisy moment, you know. It's a.
The Narrowboat Changing Place, the Black Country Living Museum is a must if you visit Birmingham. Yes, no, definitely. And I want to do the Cadbury's factory. So I think that would. But yeah, definitely, I have to persuade Emma. Right.
How do you not tip lock keepers? It blows my mind that it's not a thing you do. Well, the people who the lock volunteers, they're there for volunteering. They don't get paid by the CRT, and I think they just go there because they like canals and stuff. It's never really been.
In all honesty, I know that we're always grateful, especially if you get some where you have flights and you have, like the Cane Hill flight or some of the flights, and you definitely it's good to have volunteers. But we actually quite like doing the locks ourselves, don't we? Because we sort of I feel particularly with Emma, it's kind of part of her PE, it's kind of her, if people take over the locks and do them for her, she's not building up her muscles, or, it's sort of part of our cruising. So sometimes if you come up to a lock and there's lots of volunteers and you don't really sort of get to do it, we're sort of, we're always grateful for help, and we always help. Often you find other boaters will help you. We all help each other through our locks, and if there's a single-handed, we always try and wait and help them. But I don't know. I think it's sort of part of kind of narrowboat sort of living. We're never in that much of a rush. I'm not a single-handed boater, so yeah. It's not that we're ungrateful. It's just we do actually quite like. Obviously, if we went and did a big long flight, we might ask someone to come and help us, and it's always nice to have help. But I think in the old days, kids used to come up, didn't they? somebody told us a story, I think, about, I want to say, Olros. We met a gentleman who'd grown up there as a sort of a young lad, and he said that they used to go and help people through the locks, and they got like a penny or something. So I think, definitely, I think in the old days they used to tip people.
What's your favourite chocolate? On the expensive side, probably be Lindor or Ferrero Rocher. But I really like Galaxy. I don't eat a lot of Cadbury's personally. I don't really like it that much. But I really like Galaxy.
Yes, you like Galaxy. Quite sort of, Oh, and you like this one in Aldi that's got nuts in it, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, that one. I don't know why. It's some sort of rare thing. If you want to find it, it's either there or it's right at the back or it's not there. It's like...
Somebody says, I think Let's Go socks or scarf or talk or T-shirt would make great use of those places. Yes, no, I definitely want to. And the other is like with Susie, you probably haven't seen this. Susie's got this face, a what me face. So when Susie gets into trouble, she's got this perfect face, which is an absolute innocence. So I think we should do merch based on Susie's what me and Emma's Let's Go.
Will you be doing any videos on what you need to be piloting and controlling and navigating in narrowboat on canals?
Yeah, well, I think we want to try and do, when we do eventually get moving again, I will do some videos sort of trying to sort of teach Emma how to drive the boat. It's something you just kind of have to sort of do. It's quite hard to sort of explain. It's just you have to sort of, you can do lefts and rights and things, but you kind of have to, a boat, it kind of reacts very slowly. It's not like driving. So if you drive, if you put your foot on the brake, something will happen quite quickly. If you turn, it all happens quite quickly. With a boat, it is all about anticipation, and it is kind of quite hard to sort of teach that anticipation. But the Ashby's perfect, especially this time of year, because as I say, there's no locks and it should be kind of reasonably quiet. So this was a good place. Sometimes when it's really busy and there's lots of boats coming at you, it can be kind of quite tough to do.
Oh, hi, Christopher Flint.
Oh, hi, Christopher. Hi.
How are the fur babies doing? They're good. Susie's sitting on my lap right now. I know I've dragged you up a lot. The other dogs, they're just sleeping. They're basking in the bundle of duvets that are at the side that we had to shove there.
Do they have a Burger King in England? I love a Whopper and fries. They do, yes. We like.
I like Burger King because Burger King is like, they have nice burgers, but they also have like really nice like chips there. So I do quite like Burger King, but I also like McDonald's. I like McDonald's chicken nuggets and fries. We
haven't really had many sort of takeaways. I think the other day, because we helped take Penny to the vets, and we sort of did a drive-through McDonald's on the way back. I tend to just have a coffee.
Oh, the breakfast was so
and
good.
Emma had a breakfast. But we honestly, we haven't had pizzas. We haven't had takeaways. We
technically do have like a Just Eat like gift card thingy, but we don't. We're in a sort of a very bad area at the moment, so there's nothing really.
And it's the same with sort of buying clothes. We just feel like there's, you buy maybe some new clothes and then we don't really sort of go anywhere. We're sort of in the boat, or we're walking along the towpath, or we do our odd trips to Aldi. So it's kind of been one of those really weird years where you had a new cardigan, didn't you? But we literally have nowhere to wear it.
I have like a whole outfit planned for that cardigan and I can't even wear it. Thank you, main cam. For the $5 bite chocolate. I will never argue about that.
Oh my gosh, Emma's gonna be like very much sort of in that.
Oh, how old are your dogs? Susie, probably about 5 or 6. Teddy Bear, the black one, he's probably about 2, 3.
No, he's about 5 or 6. She's about 6 or 7. Podge is probably about 4.
Oh, Podge probably about 3 foul.
An Angel is probably about 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
So they're due their vaccinations. We do an annual vaccination, so they're due all their vaccinations in February. So that'll be a trip to the vets. And then also, very excitingly, we've got our boat coming out for blacking in March. So there'll be videos on that.
Wendy's and Burger King are the best. I really want to go to Wendy's if we ever go to America, or if it ever turns up in England. It seems very...
Emma just wants to go to America and eat her way around, don't you? And try all the different foods. Yes. Oh yeah, having a puppy, sort of mode Jamie. It's just hard when you're not kind of, they're a big responsibility, dogs. They're kind of...
What made you want to live on a boat? But we wanted some sort of off-grid life. We looked around for like a caravan. We really wanted a yurt, but the planning permission for yurts are like really hard.
We really wanted a wood and a yurt and sort of live off-grid, but it's really hard in this country. And then we looked at vans, and it's not really sort of, we had too many dogs for a sort of a van. So kind of boating was our sort of next kind of option, really, because you know, we are off-grid. We don't have to plug in anywhere. We rely on our solars and sort of, you know, in the winter generator, and you get used to. We wanted to be a bit more in touch. It's not just about the environment, but it's about, you know, we know how much water we use. We very much limit how much water we use. I think it just makes you a lot more aware of the weather, a lot more aware of the seasons. Winter's kind of a weird sort of busy time with, you know, the coal, getting the coal in for the fire. I don't know, it just makes you a bit more aware of life, doesn't it, sometimes? We always sort of generally know what the weather's going to be like the next day because we have to take it into account with everything. So yeah, that was sort of part of why we wanted to.
Are you hoping for snow the winter? I really want snow.
Don't
I
get us
haven't had
started on
snow.
snow.
I haven't had snow since I was like little and I couldn't appreciate snow. And then when my mum said that when we moved onto the road, we'll be going up north, we'll be going to different areas, we're bound to get snow. We barely got any snow, and then last year, the place that hadn't got snowed in years got snow, and a bunch of it. It just mocks me, the snow, and I just don't like it.
Emma's very salty about the snow. I promised her snow.
And I'm salty about you saying that there would be snow when there's no snow.
And we've had so little snow. Apart from when we first bought the boat and we were in a marina, and we weren't out in the cut, and it was just, there was so much snow, and then the next winters after that, nothing. So if it doesn't snow this year, I'm in trouble. Somebody's asking about deliveries from Aldi. No, I don't think Aldi in this country do.
I thought it started.
Deliveries.
Or was that a different shop? They probably might in the future.
I think what we've tried not to sort of do deliveries, because I know there were people who have been shielding, or people who are nervous about going out. I don't know, people say that you're not, you know, immune, but we had the virus very, very early on, so we feel like it was sort of safer for us to go out, so we didn't want to sort of take up any slots, which is why we have our social bubble, so that we can, you know, we can go to the shops, and we can stock up. We've got a small freezer, so we try not to take up, well, we haven't taken up any sort of delivery slots, have we? Because some people absolutely rely on them in this country. Lots of things, yeah, but somebody's just talking about Five Guys burgers. You've heard about that in America, haven't you? Five Guys burgers.
Oh yeah, I used to when I used to watch a bunch of I think there was a channel called Rosanna Panzino, and she used to do a bunch of like these food taste testers, or trying to get the fast food. That might make sense. But I always used to get so jealous about how many selections they had. All we have is Burger King, McDonald's.
We have a lot. There's also kind of individual sort of burger places though.
Yeah, but all
they're all in.
I follow Wendy's on TikTok. I'm desperate.
Them are like server takeaways. Somebody's asked correct me if I'm wrong, but living on a narrowboat is not cheaper than living in a cheap rental place. Now we tend to sort of in January, February time, we do the odd video about kind of, so you're thinking about buying a narrowboat. And then and also once a year generally Emma does, because it's part of her homeschooling, sort of teach about budgeting, so she will go through the costs of living on a narrowboat. A lot of it depends in terms of costs on, I suppose, what you were used to before. Like because I fostered, I had not a big house, but I had a 4-bedroomed house, and obviously once I stopped fostering I didn't need a 4-bedroomed house, so I suppose boating life is cheaper for me than a, you know, mortgage on a 4-bedroomed house. I think what's hard for people to anticipate is the maintenance, and when things go wrong, everything on a, you know, if your water pump breaks down, everything on a boat is kind of quite expensive to replace, especially if you haven't got good DIY skills. So it's kind of yes and no. You could say it's a bit cheaper in some ways, but in other ways not. I mean, it's difficult because we don't pay council tax, and our obviously the money that we pay to the CRT covers our water, so we don't pay water rates. So we pay our license, which covers our water and our kind of, you know, sewage that you would have in a house. Don't kick that, David. But yes, it's hard. I think people think it's really cheap, and then something goes wrong, and suddenly you've got like a bill for £400-500, and obviously your boat needs to be blacked. So it just depends what you were used to sort of before. But yes, if you're looking at a cheap rental, and obviously if you're also paying for moorings, I mean, moorings can be, you know, as little as £100 a month, and can be, you know, £3,000-4,000 a year. So it really does sort of vary. But you will probably be doing a video about that, won't you, in the new year?
Yeah.
I want snow too, but we don't get any. Oh.
Hey, I'm here. Busy evening editing and exporting, but listening in. Good to see you both doing well.
Oh.
Wendy's was great when it was in London. London has literally everything, and I'm really jealous of it. Oh, thank you, John Houston, for the $10.
Oh, hi, John. Thank you.
Sorry, I really need a bite. I'm starving.
Oh, Emma's. Sorry, Emma's.
I try to avoid it, but I'm hungry.
We picked the time 5 o'clock, but Emma was a little bit hungry, so I made her some pasta. So right, what else are we while you're eating? Sorry for nerdy question. Oh, I'm a liveaboard boater looking to add lithium batteries. How big is your battery bank, and how often do you have to recharge? We have 3 lithium batteries. They don't like being outside, so ours are inside. They don't like being cold. I don't necessarily know how they compare, because obviously we have our starter battery for the engine outside. They are good. They do. So I would say they bounce up quite quickly. I would say there's possibly some kinks. We've had a couple of issues with charging kind of through the engine. And then it's difficult to find somebody that actually knows about lithium batteries. So yes, we're really pleased. We feel they're a lot more versatile. In theory, I mean, we hope that they will last longer. You know, you tend to sort of find that your lead acids need to, be replaced. We're hoping our lithiums will last about kind of 10 years, but obviously that will be the test of time. They were like a lot more expensive, but we do feel like, when we get a bit of solar, they do bounce back kind of quite quickly. So we tend to sort of keep our batteries as charged up as possible. Munching away. Because then we just think if anything went wrong with a boat, we've always got a little bit of leeway. We never let them sort of drop too far. So, battery management, particularly in the winters, I think is really important. In the summer, we can do what we want, and then most of the year we can do what we want.
Wendy's also makes Frosties, which are so good. Oh my, Frosties are the same as slushies.
Frosties, same
Are
as...
Frosties the same as slushies?
A slushie?
And are Frosties and slushies?
No, Frosties aren't... Oh, I don't know. Not the Frosties the cereal. Probably Frosties are like slushies.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I don't... Frosties, I always think it was a cereal, but... So any other questions?
Hang on, I think
How
I
are we
saw
doing?
some. How many children did you foster over the years?
Oh gosh, I mean, I did sort of emergency fostering, so some literally would come for one night. You really are like hungry. And I had some that would sort of stay for, maybe a year, 2 years, and then we had sort of one young man who stayed with us after I finished fostering till he was about sort of 21. So, but probably all in all about 80 or 90, because as I say, some were short term, some would just literally come, just for like a couple of weeks. I only sort of did sort of teenagers, and when I first started, I did what's called remand fostering. So before I had Emma, so I used to get all the young people who'd been in trouble with the police. They were often kind of on tag or curfewed, and because I had a legal background, I was trained as an appropriate adult, so I would sort of go with them to the police station, and I would, help them through the criminal process. So that was kind of interesting, kind of a little bit difficult at times, but it was nice to use my legal knowledge in a different way than just sort of pushing people through a court system. You could, I would go and work with a youth offending team and there was a lot of getting kids back into school. So I used to work a lot with sort of schools, or if my kids got in trouble with the police. So lots of social issues. And then I did a few years, not specifically, but I then had quite a few sort of asylum seekers, so that was going through the immigration system. So lots of different things. And you had lots of kind of lots of young people in the house as you were growing up, and it's kind of stopped Emma being just like an only child. She she had to share time, and although they were sometimes a little bit naughty outside the house, generally everybody was very very sweet with Emma. So definitely, it's definitely something that's worth looking into if you're interested.
I gotta go, y'all. Have a nice day, and God bless y'all. Thank you, AK,
thank
for
you.
coming in.
Right, how are we doing?
Let's see. How's the pasta? It's very nice.
It is very basic. It's passata with a little bit of garlic and sort of just pasta and cheese. But Emma's got quite simple taste, so it was 5 o'clock. She wanted something a little bit earlier, but we'll have something afterwards.
This whole chat's just turned into Frosties, Taco Bell, and Wendy's.
Oh no, that's fine. You like your takeaways. It's always hard because we want to put the live on at a time when people abroad can watch. So, but we don't want it too late because we do sort of get a bit tired. So we felt that 5 o'clock was quite good.
Who cooks on the boat? You or do you both cook? Mum really generally cooks.
Yes, you can do some things.
I used to, when we were in the house, used to kind of cook like pesto pasta when I was maybe hungry.
Yeah. But we do eat very simply. We're not sort of, as I say, I'm on a kind of very sort of odd, strict sort of diet. So, and it's been nice actually because I've been cooking for our friend because he works sometimes sort of nights. So actually it's been nice to do kind of cottage pies and things like that you know, it's not always easy to sort of just cooking for one person. But yeah, you're actually quite good at cooking, aren't you? You've done soups and some baking, and you're quite good at cookies and things like that. But I think we've just been in a bit of just eating sort of quite simply, haven't we?
Are you going to paint the outside of the boat? We might. We're thinking of also changing the name because right now it's Pendle. Right now the thing that we're thinking of is having it a nice sort of, I think it was like a nice green.
We've got blacking next year. Maybe the next year after that we might think about painting, mightn't we?
We might do it right now we might do like a mossy green, and then I want the name to be like Ladybug or Ladybird, and that's totally not trying to squeeze in something from a show I watched.
But we're not particularly superstitious, but because the boat's coming out of the water, there's this sort of you know, boating tradition that you shouldn't change. The only time to change your name is the boat's name is when it's out of the water. And we kept the name Pendle because the paintwork was actually really good, but we are considering sort of changing the name when we take it out of the water, and maybe just getting kind of like a sort of vinyl to sort of put over. But yeah, tell us what you think about the name Ladybug.
Ladybug or Ladybird, because I think it's pretty, and you could get like little Ladybird or Ladybug decals.
Yeah, so we may sort of do that if we can kind of get round to it.
What food does your dogs eat? When we used to live in the house, they used to have raw, so they would have like chicken. They would have like just basically meat. But when we moved onto the boat, we knew that would be harder since we wouldn't have a lot of fridge and freezer space. So they had to go back on kibble. So they basically just have sort of kibble. Oh, thank you, Serval, for another 5 years. Just watched Emma aged 5 making
the milkshake.
I know that one's a terrible one. I don't. How old was I when I made that?
You were probably about sort of 6 or something. Emma had a channel.
No, I don't think it was
7 maybe.
7.
Emma had a channel when we were in the house called At Home with Emma, and she did a few videos on how to make a banana smoothie. She hasn't even spelled the name.
I added a bunch of
right.
A's and N's. That's just.
And she's done a milkshake. So yes, no, we.
I think it has a few hundred views on it, which is terrible.
That is bad. What does Pendle's a place in? I think it's Lancashire. That's one of the reasons we were considering changing it, because we've sort of never been to. We may go up north, but we've never been to. I've been to Pendle once. Emma's never been to Pendle. It's got a kind of a slightly. There were sort of the witches of Pendle, so the history around Pendle is kind of like a little bit dodgy. But as somebody pointed out, yes, it's supposedly bad luck to rename your boat, but only. But once you take it out of the water, then we're not superstitious, but it is coming out of the water in March, so we may well consider kind of sort of doing that at that time. But it's just because we have no association with Pendle, and lots of people have their boat named after something that's relates to them, so we are sort of quite keen.
Do you ever eat KFC, McDonald's extra? I had a McDonald's breakfast a few days ago because we had to go to the vets with our friend to get like Penny checked up on.
You do have the odd KFC, quite like.
I like it. The chicken's like quite good.
Yeah.
But
we just don't. We're very rarely.
We haven't really been near some.
And just we haven't really sort of had sort of takeaways, but yeah. No, I mean we like. I like the McDonald's coffee. I must admit, I don't sort of... I'm always on a diet, so I don't eat. I vote Ladybug for the boat's name. I like Ladybug.
I like Ladybug. I think it's really nice.
But yeah, Pendle Witch's trials like sailing for... Yeah, and it is, and that's one of the reasons we're not so keen on the name, because it's just not got...
Amazing Grace, I think, was also... We were going to do Amazing Grace, but we just, like, when we bought the boat, we already had to get a bunch of stuff done, so we thought we'll just leave it. Do you watch the BBC show, like, Doc Martin, Victoria, Poldark?
You've watched Victoria?
I've watched Victoria because the main, like, the Queen Victoria, I think the girl in it, she was in Doctor Who, so I recognised her, so I quite like that.
We don't actually watch telly.
We don't have a TV licence.
We haven't got a TV licence, so we're actually... It's a shame because we can't watch Robbie Cummings, but because we don't have a TV licence, you know, we always stick to the rules. We're not allowed to go on iPlayer, so we've got a Prime membership, but we don't have a TV licence, so we stick to the rules and we don't watch, you know, because obviously we haven't paid for it. We don't pay for it.
It's got to be Let's Go.
Yes, I mean that is the other, yeah.
Oh, fudge.
I think, what did somebody...
Ladybug's American, though. It would have to be Ladybird. And we would either be Ladybug or Ladybird.
Emma is a bit American, I think, in a sense. She kind of watches a lot of American things.
I don't really... It's like a sort of a grammatical, like, difference between Ladybug and Ladybug, or is it just the saying of different countries?
I think this is Ladybug is probably a bit more an American kind of sort of saying, but...
There are green ladybugs with black spots. It would be awesome with a few spots on the boat if you paint it green. Oh, that'd be cool.
And somebody's saying about Doctor Who. You like the Doctor Who with a couple of the seasons,
I like Doctor Who with the Amy and Rory in it. I really like that one. I haven't watched the new ones with the girl Doctor. I really liked I liked some of the older Doctor Who's. So when it switched to the older Doctor, it was okay.
You're a bit scared of some of Doctor Who, aren't you?
I don't like the Weeping Angels. I really wanted to watch the Weeping Angel episode with Amy in it, because I really like Amy, but I couldn't do it. It's too terrifying. And I feel like I could do it. I've braved some other stuff, so...
Somebody says McDonald's coffee is really good. It is, and it's very reasonable. We're always on a bit of a budget, and I always think of McDonald's coffee isn't too bad. Somebody said, "God bless you this Christmas." Oh, thank you, Roger. We also just want to remind people in the description of some of our videos is a link to a free ebook with some of Emma's photos and some of Emma's favourite Bible verses. So that was a bit of a homeschool project for her to sort of learn. It's a program called Designer, and she uses a bit of Canva. So this was a sort of a bit of a homeschool project. She had to sort of, type out her favourite Bible verses and then add some photos. So obviously it's free. There's no like links or sending in emails or anything like that. Please feel free. And if you have any problems uploading it or downloading it, then let us know and we can send you a link.
What about Clara from Doctor Who? I do like the Clara one as well. I think Amy's always going to be like my top one, but Clara, she's the one I recognised, I think, from Victoria. But I do like her as well.
Fiona's could be a good name, yes. Or too many dogs, too noisy. Don't moor near us. That's probably
4
a good name.
dogs in a boat.
Yeah. Is this the first live chat you have done, or have you settled in schooling, or are you missing the home school?
We've done a few lives before, and I've also done some lives on my gaming channel. So this isn't like the first time we've done this. And the other questions, I forgot.
About homeschooling, yeah. I mean, Life for Emma just carries on with homeschooling. She has a sort of a curriculum. I usually sort of set a plan. I do sort of a main plan once a year, and then I kind of revise it every sort of term and go, okay, what's my plan for next term? So yeah, she just carries on. And as I say, what we're sort of aiming for, I suppose, is, for Emma, when she leaves school, she'll have a lot of skills, maybe not so many specific qualifications. So she'll know how to use very specific software. Her photography, I really wanted to sort of be good at. And then obviously she'll do her maths and English and her science. And then possibly, what were you thinking of doing at college?
Oh, with a mechanics type course, I might be thinking of doing... because I want to learn more like about sort of like engines and stuff, so if we did ever get like a van, at least we would know how to sort of fix it.
I think I would prefer to do something practical. I'm not saying you don't have to obviously do some bookwork with mechanics, but I think she would prefer to do something.
I kind of want to mainly go to college just for sort of the friend aspect of it.
Yes.
And stuff.
Which is fair enough.
but Ladybird is a name of a book. Can you get done for using that name? I don't think so. I think I don't. We've seen a bunch of people with like names after books, films, and everything. I don't think there's really unless you.
Yeah, no, I think in the context of a book, yes, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I think, but we probably would go with Ladybird, wouldn't we? Because you are kind of a little bit.
Claire at you, Sarah Jane Smith. Oh, Sarah Jane Smith's really good. I really liked that one.
Yeah, you watched that as well.
That one was a good one.
So,
Hang on, I think I saw.
TV license is an alternative financial. Yeah, it's
Oh
kind
yeah.
of public tax.
Can you please explain a TV license for us outside the UK? TV licenses, they're basically when, for like specifically the BBC, you can watch like the news, you can watch programs.
So we have something called the British. It's the BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation or something, and the BBC's been very much a kind of historical part of our sort of life in this country. And actually, when we went to Hack Green, which was a kind of a sort of a secret nuclear type bunker, they actually had a BBC studio inside. So the BBC was very much during the war, was part of the kind of sort of government operations for kind of keeping people informed. So it's very much part of our establishment. They have quite strict rules about what they can do. But yes, we're all if you watch TV, then we're all expected to have a TV license, and if you don't pay your TV license in this country, it's actually a criminal offence. And we've got different channels, so we've got things like BBC, but we've also got ITV and Channel 4. But even if we watch other channels live, then we still need a TV license. So we are allowed, without a TV license, to stream catch up. So we can watch. We don't really watch a lot of telly. We watch a couple of things on ITV, but we were only allowed to watch them on catch up. We're not allowed to watch them on live. And the BBC have got a sort of a digital platform called iPlayer, and again, technically, we're not supposed to go on it.
Susie.
I think quite a lot of kids don't really watch TV anymore.
I think it's kind of all like YouTube.
And sort of TikTok, and I think people just consume
like
their content very
stuff.
differently. So, to be fair, it's not a big statement for us. We don't have a telly because it would have to be plugged in a different way. The good thing about the laptops is you can charge them in the day when it's sunny, and they're still going at night. So, but yeah, no, the BBC was very much part of our sort of history in this country. But I think it's probably becoming less so. But I mean, they used to always have the kind of football and the tennis, and it's where you watched everything. But I think as other things have come in, they've kind of lost the sort of exclusive rights to certain things. So I think people are now kind of, I suppose, questioning why they need to pay for something. But as I say, we don't watch it, and we stick to the rules.
Will you do any vlogs on hiring a narrowboat? You really want one of those little sort of day boats, don't you?
I want to have a day boat because they look fun. We've done a couple of kind of tours of sort of narrowboats, of hire boats. So we tend to sort of try and do one of those.
She was licking her paw.
Oh, okay. So yes, we tend to. We've done a couple on sort of hire boats, but I want to sort of have a go with one of those day boats because they look quite fun.
Emma, I like your streaks. Oh yeah, my mom highlighted my hair. I'm thinking of highlighting my fringe as well.
I need to do the fringe though. I'm not the world's best hairdresser. Oh no, and I have Emma cut my hair very not particularly brilliantly.
It's like curly at the back because it's slightly uneven.
You could get an apprenticeship with a local boatyard. You could try. Yeah, to be fair, RCR were really kind and said if Emma wanted an apprenticeship, they would definitely look into it. I think just Emma would quite like to go to college for the sort of sociability. I mean, you enjoy homeschooling, and time at school wasn't particularly happy. But I think when she's a little bit older, I think it would be nice for her to sort of go to college.
Do they still have do they still have the detective van searching for illegal TV?
I think they pretend to have detective. I'm a bit of an ex-lawyer, so I do kind of know the law about it. But yes, I think they still will go and knock on your door if you haven't got. I don't think they worry so much with boats because people aren't in sort of homes. I think she's fine, darling.
Sorry, she was just looking inside.
Yeah, I think you're right. Learning a skill is vital, and Emma's so sort of knowledge of technical things is very good, and it's what she enjoys doing. So. As I say, I'm not saying she won't be doing her maths and her English and her science, and obviously I think you know, her history knowledge is sort of pretty good, and she's actually very well rounded on her knowledge. But I think actually, and especially I think with how the economy is going to be, I think having skills, you know, actual skills is probably more important than actual, you know, necessarily in, you know, apart from in certain things. Obviously, if you need to go to university to do certain things, then obviously you need to get sort of GCSEs and A levels. But I think there's definitely a different way of looking at education. Any other questions? How's the weather been? Had a snowstorm go through last week. Yeah, Emma's not had a snowstorm. It's been quite nice. We've had some rain, haven't we? We've had some sun, so it's been quite good for the solar. But it's really muddy. The towpath is really, really muddy.
My Crocs that I wear every morning is just there's a whole just platform, like just a whole layer of dirt, like mud. Emma and Mum, that's great. You have over 11,000 subscribers right now. Yeah, I think we recently hit 11,000.
Yeah, no, we sort of tend to. Emma just sort of grows, you know, slowly and gradually, and I think, you know, we just sort of plug away and try and do sort of videos and say what we're doing. But I think, do we want to sort of think about wrapping it up?
Yep.
But I want to say a big thank you to our moderators. Thank you so much for keeping our chat safe. We really do appreciate it. You know, our chat moves really quickly, and you know, we very rarely get sort of too many problems, but we are really grateful for our lovely moderators and our lovely Patreons and everybody who supports and everybody who's
like donated as well.
Yes, and everybody who sends us, you know, sort of messages. And as I say, you know, on Christmas Day, if you're on your own and you want someone to send you a message, then Emma's got all her social medias, her Facebook and her Instagram. You know, Facebook's probably quite an easy way. Then send us a message and we'll send you a happy Christmas. But we wanted to, you know, take this opportunity, didn't we, to say happy Christmas to everybody. We will be probably doing a quick little Christmas video before Christmas, just to say happy Christmas. But is there? But no. Just...
Nope. But thank you everybody for watching. If you like the live stream, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I do a video. And comment. And comment on my social medias, my Patreon, and my Gmail, thenarrowboatgirl@gmail.com, if you have any suggestions for me. And I also do have a canal post address if you like me in letters. But yeah, thank you for coming. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
And boom. Hang on.